And with Shen as the final pick, it's going to be a Protect the Kalista pick with all of the engage you can possibly fit onto one team. And we saw this in 7-13. We saw this tanky meta. It's fantastic. And look at that! The counter Taric! I love it! So cool. If he can time his ultimate to stop this engage, the amount of damage that Samsung has on their side, that was the one problem we saw against this huge tanky lineup, was that the other team didn't have enough damage to break through it. But if you have that damage and you have Taric to keep your team alive at the same time, I do like this draft here for Samsung.
And not the first time Taric has been played in the LCK. I actually think recently it was a game between the Rocks Tigers where Shy played Jarvan and Ever8 winners. They had the Taric, and every time the Rocks Tigers would engage, Ever8 would just use the Taric ultimate, ignore all the damage, and just finish off the fight in their favor. But the Taric definitely a surprise. I don't think a lot of people expected that one, whereas Smeb taking the Shen after all those top lane bans and denials. This Shen probably, you know, the most reasonable choice, I think, because Shen is 5-0 on Smeb, or Smeb is 5-0 on Shen, rather.
He's a Rumble and Shen guy nowadays. I mean, he plays it so often with a smattering of other picks, but definitely two of his bigger picks. Taric also got buffed slightly in 7-14. I mean, his heals for more, costs less mana, so that's pretty cool. Also, looks like his stun is a little bit easier to get down, especially later games, so that's also nice as well. No changes to his ultimate or anything like that. But we're just getting one final immediately up top, and there were pings on those Raptors. I think KT thinks he's there, so here we go. Need a flag and drag into a cocoon. Smeb, he's so far up in the lane. How do you get out of this one? The teleport's going to come in, but I think he might still go down. Red buff being put down. Oh boy, Juve actually getting a little too much damage. Pawn is going to eat that turret shot. And this is getting really dicey up in the top lane. Looks like Score's going to make his way over, and Samsung will respect that. And so they will. Okay, they're going to face check the brush. So Haru is going to flash too.
Gets the flash out of Haru, and such a mountain Drake. But this time, KT the ones pressuring Samsung at the turret, and maybe a kill.
Oh, the Ignite coming down here, and the Reds, first blood. What a play there from the bottom lane. We only got to see the last half of that, but must have been some kind of grand entrance and Ruler not his flat, or rather his teleport to save Smeb up in the top lane. But here we go. We do have a rotation down there trying to engage, but Score's coming in. There's the grand entrance with the Stan United. Shen's going to get involved here, and Core JJ, he's all alone. They can't save him. That's going to be another kill going over to Deft.
Excellent step play from KT, and I really hope we get the replay starting from the moment where Crown's Lucian makes his way to the bottom lane, because KT saw the whole thing with their wards, and they let him come in. They put in Mata. They used the Shen ultimate to make what was...
He doesn't just protect, he actually does attack as well.
We'll just finish off that thought. Kalista up a lot of CS over the Tristana, and Tristana being a late game pick, I feel like the AD carry troubles. Oh, KT's coming back for the...
Okay, the flash taunt in here, but where's the rest of KT? They're a little bit late to the party. It doesn't seem like it's going to matter. Smeb, he is going to survive at the end of it all, and an easy cast to push away Haru. But here comes Crown. Does still have the culling and everything, but here comes Mata as well. So just tapping him, saying, hey, get away from my big gargoyle. And another kill does go ready with all this pressure up in the top lane. They do rotate Deft and Mata up here, and Kive can't really do much. Fate's Call comes out, the grand entrance. Here comes Score, and that is going to be a dead Jarvan. Down he will go, the Rend, and that is a 3-0 Kalista at 12 minutes into the game. Deft is going to be so fed in this one.
You know, that last kill onto Kive, you could say that he had his support coming in there just a little bit late, but that one, I can't help but say that that's just a straight-up mistake by Kive. Not really thinking about the possibility of the Gragas being there, and
pretty nicely. Does have Blade of the Rune King and the Rend, obviously. So again, even just another thing to rely on Deft for. And okay, big flash on in here. They get onto Ruler, and the Taric ultimate is popped. But look at Elise in the back. They're trying to save her. The Repel comes down. Nice Cataclysm as he does trap everybody. But where's that damage? Not going to be enough. Look at how much Deft does to that front line. As they try to dive into the back, they try to get onto one of these members, but they just get eaten alive by this Kalista.
Talk about a Terrical. It just didn't work that time. Haru went in too deep on Elise, and Deft just ripped him apart. We'll have to see the replay on that, but I think Tarek enveloped about 4 members.
Yeah, they're definitely looking to take down Tristana and Elise if possible. Mata is getting really frisky here. Still has that stand united, so he knows that he's safe.
Oh, Haru's gone.
I mean, Haru just getting caught there, not respecting it. This happens all the time from these teams that are behind in that exact position, actually, where the support baits you into thinking that he's going to get caught. And especially when they have a Shen on the side, that is a huge mistake for sure on the side of Haru. And I mean, Samsung was already behind, but now they don't have a jungler, so I think you just got to let this one go.
Immediate Baron attempt by KT because, I mean, at this point, if you don't go for the Baron, you're doing it wrong. And I agree 100% with you, especially, you know, looking like the support gets picked off, but turns into an advantage for KT. Let's look at it again. Again, Mata. He could have died, but no. He knows everybody's behind him. He knows he has a heroic entrance. He knows he has the Kalista ultimate. So, free jungler, free Baron. Yeah. And this is exactly what happened against the Afrika Freaks as well.
Exactly.
This is why the domestic...
We're going for a play here. Oh, man, Haru, he gets charmed up. Another mistake, just running straight into the Rakan. Definitely not what you want. Mata still has his flash, too, so could definitely see another engage like that in about 60, 80 seconds once he gets his ult up again. So that's going to be the turret. Turret number 1, I should say, inhibitor turret number 1, as they move in towards the mid lane. They don't have an Elise anymore, and they're looking to take down all of the inhibitors that they potentially can in this base.
As soon as the first inhibitor goes down, Smeb moves up from the bottom lane, carries or escorts that mid lane into the mid lane inhibitor, and now they get 2. So bottom inner still remaining, but Deft a little bit of trouble, but
he's like, do you really want to fight me right now? Do you really want to fight me right now? Tarek doesn't even have his ult. That was their one opportunity to win a fight, and they go for it, and obviously it does not work. So down goes the rest of Samsung. A triple kill for Deft, as he is now 8-0, and that, with that play, KT is just going to end this one. 12-0. At least Samsung was able to get 1 dragon, so it's not a perfect game. But that's going to be it. Down goes the Nexus here, and we're all tied up between KT and Samsung as KT takes game number 2.
The Lucian couldn't do it, but the Kalista could. Deft ripping Samsung Galaxy apart. Literally, in fact.
Oh, yeah.
Every time he used a Ren, somebody's dead. And he just keeps rending again and again.
So I just remember the pick ban phase where I was like, I can't believe that Elise through. They picked Kalista, what the hell? It all makes sense to me now. But on a more serious note, they did destroy.
If they feel like they need a different atmosphere here, as the KDA, absolutely brutal.
Look at Samsung 0-12-0. That's really unfortunate. And there's the Deft carry game. I wonder who's going to be the MVP. Thinking face. Thankfully, Samsung, they did get 1 dragon, so at least they didn't get perfect gamed by KT in a very close series.
No Janna or Nunu this time either. That was all Deft, and I think that's what made the difference. When you give scorers Gragas, when you give Mata the Rakan, give them tools that the players could really depend on.